Yes, hi Sunny. So currently I'm in New York, and the weather here is also is very changeable. Yesterday it's very sunny, and today it's rainy. So yeah, the weather, the climate is changing a lot. Um, Thanks for having me. And so I have a question about how to deal with the relationship between my girlfriend and my parents. So um, here's the situation where I got struggled a lot. So my personality is a bit introverted and independent, and my parents, they also don't express their care a lot. Um, but I can feel, I know they care about me, they love me. But sometimes my girlfriend will be mad at me because of how my parents treat me. Um, because sometimes how my parents behave, it's kind of like from my girlfriend's perspective, it's like um, ignoring me. So um, so I understand both sides. They both love me. But whenever I hear complaints from my girlfriend talking about my parents, I understand her point, but I just don't really feel comfortable because I cannot change my parents. They have their own stereotype and their own personality. So like for me, I'm trying to find a balance in myself because I love and I appreciate both of them. Um, yeah, that's my
네.
question.
부모님이라는 분은 아버지, 어머니를 다 말해요? 주로 어머니를 말해요?
When you say parents, you mean both of your parents equally, or is it mostly your mother?
So my mom care expressed her care more than my dad, but like both of them, it's kind like compared to what my girlfriend's family background, or like maybe less.
근데 제일 문제 삼는 거는 그러니까 이렇게 애정 표현이 적다는 거예요, 애정 표현이 지나치다는 거예요, 조금 무시한다는 거예요. 셋 중에 어느 게 비중이 제일 큽니까?
So when you're actually describing your parents' behavior towards you, out of these three options, which one is closest? First of all, they're not expressive, they don't really express their love for you. Or two, they're overexpressed. They're too, voluminous about expressing their love for you. Or three, do they just kind of ignore you? Which one is it?
I think it's the first one. They just don't express it. But I know like they care about me.
근데 표현을 안 하시는데 그 여자친구가 문제 삼는 거는 뭐 때문에 그래요?
So if it's number one, they don't really express their care for you, then what's the exact nature of the problem that your girlfriend has with them?
Because since I'm quite independent, and if I'm in a struggle, or if I so currently I'm in New York, and I'm away from my parents, and I'm going through the hard time, or like mostly by myself, and like and my girlfriend think it's very natural my parents should support me always, like financially or things, but for me, I'm just like don't really want to reach out to them to ask for the help.
신이 어느 계통의 여자친구입니까? 그러니까 어느 나라, 어느 동양권, 서양권, 뭐 동양권이라도 어느 나라 출신이에요. 왜 그러냐면 그 여친의 문화가 있기 때문에 그래요.
So what's the kind of nationality or background ethnicity of your girlfriend? I'm only asking because the cultural context of your girlfriend also matters.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, we have very different cultural background. Actually, so I'm from China, and he is from Korea. But he studied in middle school. He studied in U.S. While he was in middle school. So but we met in U.S. University, so we are more like being independent. But the Asian culture, it has a lot emphasis in family, how the parents like support children. So it's kind of like we are in a mixed.
한국계라면 한국 문화는 이렇게 자녀가 성인이 돼도 이렇게 도와주고 결혼해도 도와주고 결혼 이후에도 도와주는 그런 것이 한국 안에서는 일반적인 문화예요. 그러니까 아마 자기 기준에서 볼 때 그 남자친구의 어머니가 전 부모님이 남자친구를 제대로 도와주지 않는다. 아마 이렇게 생각하지 않을까 싶네요.
So from a Korean cultural context, the parents there's a kind of universal expectation or norm in which the parents are expected to help out with their kids before, during, and after marriage. So if that's a cultural context perspective that she's looking at the situation, perhaps she does expect your parents to help out.
Yeah, I think she has this expectation.
그러니까 이제 한 여자친구가 볼 때 불평을 할 수 있는 게 제가 볼 때 얘기를 들어보니까 한 서너 가지가 될 것 같아요.
It looks like from the way you explained it, I think your girlfriend could have a couple of points of complaints.
첫째가 자기 남자친구를 부모가 이렇게 존중 안 해준다 하는 게 하나 있을 것 같습니다.
The first could be that she thinks that your parents don't respect you enough.
이것은 대다수에서 일어나는 일입니다.
And this kind of situation occurs in the majority of cases.
여자친구가 볼 때는 내가 어른입니다. 성인으로서 나를 만났고 또 관계를 맺고 있습니다.
Because from your girlfriend's perspective, you are an adult because you guys met when you were adult. So she only knows you as an adult.
근데 부모님은 나를 낳고 나를 갓난아기 때부터 이렇게 키워왔기 때문에 내가 컸다 하더라도 어린아이 같은 아이같이 보는 그런 습관이 있습니다.
However, your parents, since they bore you and they raised you and they saw you grow through your childhood into adulthood, there is a cognitive habit that they hold on to you in seeing you as their child.
그렇기 때문에 아들에 대해서 이렇게 어떤 이웃집 성인으로 대하기보다는 어린아이처럼 이렇게 애정을 갖고 또는 대하는 태도가 그러니까 제3자가 볼 때는 좀 무시한다 이렇게 보여질 가능성이 있습니다.
So they tend to treat you not as a peer, as an adult, fellow adult, but treat you still like a child. Looking at that situation from a third-party perspective, she might be mistaken. She might get the impression that you're not being respected enough.
제가 지금 많은 사람들을 지도하고 있고 사람들이 저를 이렇게 따르고 있지 않습니까?
As you know, I teach a lot of people, and a lot of people follow my teachings, right?
또 제가 많이 안다고 생각합니다.
And they think that I know a lot.
근데 제가 지금 나이가 70이에요.
So I'm 70 years old right now.
근데 며칠 전에 저희 스승님을 찾아뵀습니다.
But just a few days ago, I actually went and visited my teacher.
스승님은 내가 이게 고등학교 때부터 가르쳤어요.
So my teacher was the one that brought me into this. So he knew me ever since I was in high school.
그러니까 내가 지금 아직도 뭘 잘 모른다고 생각했어요.
And he thinks that I don't know too much.
그래서 자기가 죽은 뒤에 의해야 되는지를 하나하나 다 가르치고 있어요.
That's why he's trying to teach me what I should do after he passes.
그리고 죽기 전에 자기가 아직 좀 더 많은 일을 해주고 가야 된다 이렇게 생각해요.
And he still thinks that he's got to do more things for me before he passes.
그리고 가끔 화가 나시면 제가 저기 고등학생이나 이런 어린 아이로 보이나 봐요.
And sometimes when he gets upset, I think he still views me as a high school student.
근데 그거 어쩔 수가 없어요.
And there's nothing I can do about that.
왜냐하면 관계가 그렇게 돼 있기 때문에.
That's because that's the nature of our relationship.
만약에 제 제자들이 그 모습을 보면 큰 스님께서 법륜 스님을 무시한다, 너무 인정 안 해준다 이렇게 오해할 소지가 있습니다.
However, if my own disciples saw that him treating me like that, they might be mistaken into thinking that, my teacher doesn't respect me enough.
근데 이건 어쩔 수가 없어요.
But this is nothing I can do about.
그러니까 그것은 뭐 여자친구 보고 부모를 이해하라 할 수도 없고 부모님 보고 여자친구 있을 때 나를 존중해라 이렇게 할 수가 없잖아요.
Because, in this case, you can't really tell your girlfriend to understand my parents or how my parents work, your parents, treat you. You can't tell your parents to treat you with more respect while the girlfriend's around.
그럴 때는 뭐 불평을 그냥 좀 듣고 웃으면서 지내는 수밖에 없습니다.
So in that case, the only thing you can do is just, hear her out, her complaints, and just let it flow through you, and live with a smile on your face.
여자친구에게 이렇게 말해야 됩니다.
This is what you need to tell your girlfriend.
내가 훌륭한 사람처럼 보일지 몰라도 우리 부모님이 볼 때는 나는 아직 어린아이다. 그렇게 알아라. 이렇게 얘기하면 돼요.
Just tell her, although I might look like somebody who's got it together as an adult to you, to my parents, I'm still a child.
그다음에 이제 두 번째 이제 지원을 해주는 거는 문화적인 문제입니다.
And second, it's about a cultural context.
그래서 그 여자친구하고 진지하게 대화가 필요합니다.
And in that case, you actually need to have a serious conversation with your girlfriend.
한국에서 중학교까지 다녔기 때문에 아무리 미국에서 미국의 그 문화를 봤다 하더라도 이 마음의 무의식 세계 속에서는 자기의 경험이 기본이 돼서 이 마음이 일어납니다.
Since she's actually lived her life till junior high in Korea, regardless how exposed she's been to the American culture, at the basis, her reactions come from that cultural context.
그래서 나는 우리 부모와 자식 사이의 애정의 문제가 아니고 나는 독립적으로 살아가려 하고 또 우리 부모님도 그렇게 생각한다. 나를 공부시켜 준 걸로 18살까지 키워준 걸로 끝났고 더 이상 기대를 하면 안 된다. 이렇게 분명히 얘기해야 합니다.
So you gotta make it clear to her that you are done with your parents' supports because they educated you and supported you till you were 18 years old at least, and you want to live your life as an autonomous, independent adult.
사랑하는 마음은 연애 생활에서는 좋은데 결혼을 하게 되면 이런 문화적 차이가 매우 갈등의 원인이 됩니다.
So the sense of love you share with your girlfriend is great while you're dating, but when you get married, cultural differences does come into play.
그러니까 이 문제가 해결이 안 되면 연애는 하더라도 결혼은 조금 주의해야 합니다. 유의해야 합니다.
So unless you can resolve the situation, you can continue dating, but you have to think twice before you get married.
그래서 이 문제라면 지원의 문제라면 오히려 쉽습니다. 이것은 충분한 대화로서 어느 정도 해결할 수 있으니까요.
The second issue that I just mentioned is actually easier to resolve because this issue about your parents' support or expectations thereof, you can resolve it with a conversation by talking with your girlfriend.
오히려 전자는 해결하기가 어렵습니다. 그건 그냥 감수하고 가야 됩니다.
However, the first issue I brought out, that's really difficult to resolve. It's something that you have to live with.
네, 혹시 다른 질문 더 있으면 하세요.
Do you have any follow-up question?
Then for the second case, you said, so I should have a conversation with my girlfriend saying, my parents were not supportive. But like in the real cases, I might still need my parents' help because I'm still a student. I'm still like going through a graduate program next year. So I still need probably ask my parents for help.
뭐 부모님이 요청을 해서 부모님 형편이 돼서 도울 수 있으면 좋지만은 기본적으로 성인이 됐으면 지원을 요청 안 하는 게 저는 바람직하다 생각합니다.
So if you ask for help to your parents and if they have the wherewithal to be able to help you out, that's okay. But as a rule for me, I think once you're an adult, if able, I think it's important for you to live by your independent means.
가족애라는 측면에서 좋은 점도 있지만은 이렇게 20살이 넘은 성인이 된 자식이 부모님께 계속 도움을 요청하는 것은 저는 이 자연의 원리, 자연 생태계의 원리에 맞지 않다 생각합니다.
So from a family, support perspective, there are positive points of it. However, as an adult, continually asking for support from your parents, I don't think really aligns with the way nature works.
그리고 만약에 지원을 받는다면 저는 반드시 나중에 갚아야 된다. 은행융자와 똑같이 관점을 가져야 된다고 생각합니다.
And if you do receive support, choose to receive support from your parents, I think, you need to look at it from a transactional perspective and pay it back.
이렇게 지원을 받으면 경제적으로는 조금 이익이지만은 사실은 그만큼 우리의 부모로부터 나중에 삶에 간섭을 받게 됩니다.
Because if you receive economic support from your parents, it might relieve you and support and help you out in the short term, but in the long term, you are allowing more interference by your parents into your life.
왜냐하면 지원을 해주는 이유가 아직 어리다고 생각하니까 지원을 해주잖아요. 그러면 당연히 어리다고 생각하기 때문에 간섭을 하게 됩니다.
Because the reason they're supporting you is because you're not self-independent. You're not autonomous yet. They still view you as a child. So obviously they're going to interfere more because you are still a child.
그러니까 여자친구하고 얘기해야 됩니다. 지원을 받으려면 우리가 간섭을 감수해야 되는데 우리 생활에 이것저것 부모님이 애정 표시라는 이름으로 간섭하는 것을 너 괜찮겠냐 이렇게 확인해야 됩니다.
So to that end, you got to confirm this and make sure your girlfriend's okay with increased interference and intervention by your parents as a price for economic help.
여자친구가 자기한테 어떤 부모의 지원을 자꾸 요청하는 그런 여자친구라면 조금 저는 앞으로 인생을 살아가는데 지나치게 의지심이 큰 사람이기 때문에 삶에 큰 무거운 짐이 될 수가 있다 이렇게 생각이 드네요.
So from my thought, my opinion is that if your girlfriend is really asking for you to ask for help, financial help from your parents, I think she is betraying a sense of overdependency and looking at the long term, including marriage. I think it's going to be difficult for you to wean her off that.
그래서 이것은 단호하게 얘기할 필요가 있습니다. 지원에 대해서 불평을 해서는 안 된다. 그건 지원해주면 감사해야 될 일이지 지원해주지 않는다고 불편해하는 그것은 기본적인 사람의 도리가 저는 아니라고 봅니다. 그 부분을 분명하게 자기가 선을 그어야 됩니다.
I think you have to draw the line clearly on the matter of support from your parents. If they choose to support you, there's something to be thankful about. But it's not something for you to complain if they choose not to.
네, 더 얘기 있으면 하세요.
If you have any follow-up, please go ahead.
I think I'm good. Yeah. Thank you. I think I just need to adjust my my perspective on whether I should rely on my parents' support or whether I should expect the support. Yes. It makes sense. Thank you.
네.
Yeah, I think your advice makes sense, and I think talking to my girlfriend, it's a first step, and it's easy. And the most important thing is I need to adjust my expectation towards my parents. I should be more independent and to stand on my own, so I can, yeah, I can have a more independent from my parents later on. Thank you.
네.